Bad news, more bad news for Oleksandr Usyk. Reports have surfaced that Usyk is now again injured, postponing the Derek Chisora purported fight. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, the Cash App, and the Patreon family. We working. Sign up for ESPN Plus below using my link. It does help the channel, and I appreciate each and every one of you who have already supported the channel in such a phenomenal way. WorldBoxingNews.net, link in the description. Smash the like button, and if you want to be plugged in with the latest and greatest, hit the subscribe button. Now, you see, there's a lot of reports. This is just one of them. Oleksandr Usyk injury delays Derek Chisora pay-per-view fight again. The DAZN curse strikes again. Let's read it. Oleksandr Usyk and Derek Chisora are to battle in a heavyweight pay-per-view showdown on UK soil a couple months later than expected. World Boxing News had originally learned Usyk and Chisora were going to collide March 28th, live on Sky Sports Box Office. This has now been pushed back until at least May. This is due to an elbow injury suffered by the former undisputed cruiserweight king. April has now been ruled out. A European welterweight title clash between David Avanesian and Josh Kelly has since taken the date in question. The collision, hot favorite to land in London at the O2 Arena when it was finally confirmed, could be set to have some sort of interim or WBO strap on the line. Right? It says Joshua has been dropping hints that he'll be vacating the WBO that he won back from Andy Ruiz in December. This is in order to hand #1 contender Usyk his chance now, rather than wait until after the IBF mandatory with Kubrat Pulev. So that's the latest. You guys could go to the article. I wish Usyk a speedy recovery. This is bad news for DAZN, again, who I feel needs to improve their first quarter schedule. Their first quarter schedule is very light. They don't have really many big fights, and you know, it's not good for Usyk to, what does this say? Hold on. I'm sorry, yo. Make sure you guys smash the like button. I'm trying to detect what this is saying. Peace to all. Yeah, I don't know what he was writing, but it's not a good start to his heavyweight career. You know, his first fight, I don't think he looked super impressive against Chaz Tablespoon. He didn't really excite to me. There were a lot of people in old media and stuff saying that he would beat Wilder. Wilder's his easiest fight, and you listen. He's a great cruiserweight. He did great things at cruiserweight, but heavyweight's a different ballgame. You got guys who might outweigh you, guys who are strong as an ox, and it's just a different ballgame. And even his amateur career, it don't matter if he fought heavyweight as amateurs. He spent his pro career not fighting as a heavyweight. So, you know, these are totally different fights, different people, no headgear. And now with Usyk getting injured, he just got injured. He was supposed to, it's just been, his whole heavyweight run or move up has been disastrous. He was supposed to fight May of last year, and then they were trying to fight May 18th. And I remember this well because my dad's a Taurus and his birthday is May 16th. Shout out to the Tauruses. So they were going to initially compete with May 18th, and then they found out Wilder was fighting Dominic Brazil on that date in the East Coast, and then they were going to have Usyk fighting like DMV, Maryland or somewhere, and they didn't want to compete with that. So then they were going to put it as a Friday, and then reports came out that Usyk was injured. So then they gave Devin Haney the date, you know, and let him main event against Antonio Moran. But he was injured right then and there. So he had to give up his date because they didn't want to compete with Wilder, Brazil, you know. Then he got injured and his fight got, canceled and never rescheduled because he was supposed to fight Carlos Takam. Then they just scrapped the whole Takam fight. See, this is what I don't understand about Eddie Hearns. that he keeps doing this. He keeps having fights that are scheduled. People get, salivate, and then the fight gets canceled for injury or, a sickness or some shit. And then he doesn't reschedule the same fight. Usyk was supposed to fight Takam, but then he ended up being listed to fight Tyrone Spong, who allegedly failed a drug test, which he denies. And then they brought in Chaz Tablespoon. Same thing with Joseph Parker, another rematch room fighter. Joseph Parker was supposed to fight Derek Chisora, right? Joseph Parker says a month ahead of the fight date, he can't compete, pulls out of the fight because he got bit by a spider. And now Joseph Parker is fighting Shondale Jenkins or, Winters or something. It's just really weird how it's being conducted. Like, why not reschedule the Takam fight? I would have rather seen Takam rather than, Chaz Tablespoon. So it's just been one thing after another. Opponent failed drug test, 2 injuries in 12 calendar months. Usyk's run at heavyweight's not, hasn't looked too good. And this stagnates your momentum as a fighter, because you don't get to build any. Oh, I thought that was Dana White for a quick second. You don't get to build any positive momentum, and he needs to acclimate, in my opinion, to the new division. So all the people who said stuff like Usyk, he'll run through Wilder and he'll beat Joshua. This remains to be seen, and he's not on par or not on pace to, he's just gonna be like. We'll just wait and see. We'll wait and see, because this is a bad start. Opponent pullouts, 2 injury pullouts in 12 years. His body could be failing him, and people are talking about he's gonna run through Wilder and even the likes of Anthony Joshua and beat him. You can't say that, because we know the heavyweight division, one punch out of all divisions of boxing, one punch can definitely change the course of events and everything. We haven't even seen Usyk. People, quiet as kept, people forget that Usyk had a tough fight with Michael Hunter. So I wouldn't even mind a rematch between them, But it's just bad news, the DAZN curse strikes again. But bottom line is, if your body is failing you, this is not the division for it, because you can't be in there with an elbow injury where you can't throw your left hand or your right hand, and your arm is like arm weary, or broken, whatever. And then you're in there with Wilder. That wouldn't be good. Or even Anthony Joshua. He's strong. So I haven't been impressed with Usyk's journey to heavyweight and journey to kind of duplicate what he did at cruiserweight thus far. I mean, why would I? He's had one fight. It was a mediocre performance. It wasn't anything out of this world. He looked really good at cruiserweight against Gassiev and the likes of Tony Bellew in the World Boxing Super Series. But again, this is not that. This is a whole different division, whole different threats, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. But DAZN curse strikes again, and I really want to know why Eddie Hearn, why he has these fights that are scheduled, and then all of a sudden they just fall apart, and then they never get rescheduled. Why is Joseph Parker not fighting Chisora? Because they were saving him from Usyk. Now Usyk's injured again. Why did Usyk fight Carlos Takam went later when he was healthy again? It's like, what's the point of that? They even did a Joseph Parker, Derek Chisora, the gloves are off or whatever, where they did the face off, and then these fights aren't happening. So people are getting excited really for no reason if you were in the market or wanted to see these fights. So that aspect of it that Eddie Hearn is doing is by not rescheduling. Like, let's say Victor Postal and Jose Ramirez with Top Rank, they were scheduled to fight, but with the outbreak of the coronavirus in China, they said, you know what, let's not chance it. We don't want any of our staff or people involved in the fight getting sick, or, we don't want to do it, right now with all this stuff going on. But that fight is supposed to be rescheduled. So usually that's what happens. Like, fights get postponed, but then they get rescheduled. Keith Thurman and Sean Porter. Keith Thurman said he got in a car accident, but he still fought Sean Porter as soon as he was available, as soon as he was recovered. So I don't understand this move from Rematch Room and Eddie Hearn to pull people, and then these fights don't happen. So we'll see. So another tough out for Usyk in his run at heavyweight. If he's, like I said, you do not want to be in the heavyweight division and having injuries and, the Derrick Rose thing where your body's just breaking up and injury after injury. Andrew Luck, and had that type of bad luck like Andrew Luck, because the heavyweight division's too grueling. These guys are monstrous punchers. They smell blood. When they see you hurt, injured, you can't show no signs of weakness because they're going to see that. And then again, for Usyk not competing, that was just another person that at least hardcore boxing fans may know, and we had to wait and wait for his upcoming fight. You know, so that's not good for the whole sake of DAZN's early schedule. So we'll see. Another thing, I feel bad for Derek Chisora, because he was supposed to fight Joseph Parker. He gets bit by a spider. Now he's supposed to fight Usyk, and then they saying it's pushed back. So it's just like this hurts the fights. And then, like I said, Derek Chisora, when's the last time he even fought? Because he keeps having to wait. He keeps having to fight, you know, just people, Spilka and David Price and stuff like that. He's on the last chapter of his career, and the bigger names that he's linked to fight, things keep happening with those fights. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comments section. If you love what I'm doing, smash the like button. We working. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.